अभी तक के इस सफर में किर्गिस्तान के कई कोने, कई सड़कें और कई सारे रंग एक्सपीरियंस किए। स्मूथ हाईवेज से होते हुए, वाइंडिंग पासेस पार करते हुए और कच्चे पक्के रास्तों को पीछे छोड़ते हुए हमारा कारवां आगे बढ़ता चला गया। Although mountains are my first love, now it was turn to complete the parikrama of the most popular Issyk Kul lake. And one of the many highlights of my Kyrgyzstan trip was living the yurt life on the southern shores of Issyk Kul. तो अगर आज आप मेरे साथ इस रोड ट्रिप के अगले पड़ाव और वहां तक की जर्नी पे चलने के लिए तैयार हैं, तो चलते हैं फिर। Jirgalan made us witness all the possible shades of green. The untouched and pristine beauty was still on my mind, but for now it was time to leave this remote, laid-back haven. This time we were heading towards the south shore of Issyk Kul, which is calmer than the north side, with small villages, wide canyons and wild beaches. Just a short detour on our journey today led to some magnificent natural rock formation. The first one is called Broken Heart and the second one is called Jetty Oguz, which means 7 bulls. There is also a legend of a love triangle that led to these formations. मैंने काफी कोशिश की to identify the 7 bulls here, but still somehow the numbers didn't match. So I just stood there and simply admired these nature's creations. जब लंबी रोड ट्रिप्स होती हैं तो कई बार रास्ते का मोनोटोनस सा लगना काफी लाजमी है। ऐसे में पेपी म्यूजिक और पागल कंपनी बहुत जरूरी है, नींद भगाने के लिए और थोड़ी भसड़ मचाने के लिए। फाइनली अब वो टाइम आ गया था जहां हमें हाईवे छोड़ के एक कच्चा रास्ता लेना था। Although we were prepared to off-road, but little did we know that we'll be crossing a canyon, like literally going through a canyon. These otherworldly sceneries are the exotic lunar landscapes of Axay Canyon. Locals call it the Canyon of Forgotten Rivers, in homage to the hundreds of dried up rivers that have cut through these rocks over the centuries. This drive was incredibly stunning and I have never done anything like this ever in my life. After driving for about half an hour through these surreal landscapes, we reached our home for the next 2 days, Feel Nomad Yurt camp. And without exaggeration, this has to be the most spectacular location so far in Kyrgyzstan. I chose Feel Nomad because I loved the thought of staying in an authentic yurt next to an alpine lake. And this was way more than everything I had hoped for.
आई थिंक एक लंबी ड्राइव के बाद जब यहाँ पहुँचते हो एंड द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट हिट्स यू इज ये क्या जगह है यार, ये कहाँ आ गए हैं। बिकॉज जो लैंडस्केप है ना थोड़ा सा सररियल लगता है। आपको एकदम पीछे स्नो क्लैड पीक्स दिखते हैं, उसके आगे आपको कैनियंस दिखते हैं, उसके बाद आपको बीच दिखती है, देन पूरा, और बीच भी इस तरह का, इट लुक्स लाइक, इट फील्स लाइक अ डेजर्ट, एंड उसके बियॉन्ड ब्लूएस्ट ऑफ वाटर्स। दिस प्लेस इज, I don't often use this term, but it indeed is a hidden gem, and I hope कि ऐसे ही रहे. And of course the spread over here. हम लोग सिर्फ ये चाह रहे थे कि वेजिटेरियन खाना मिल जाए, दैट्स गुड इनफ, बट यहाँ पे, एंड ऑफ कोर्स हमने पहले से इनको बोल के रखा हुआ था, बिकॉज दैट्स आई थिंक वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट टिप्स कि बेस्ट ऑफ द फूड्स स्पेशली एट द रिमोटेस्ट ऑफ लोकेशंस यू कुड ओनली फाइंड देम एट द प्लेसेस यू स्टे। तो इनको पहले से ही बोला हुआ था, एंड हम लोग यहाँ पहुँचे और पूरा ये दस्तरखां जो इन्होंने जमाया हुआ है, वी हैव फ्रूट्स, वी हैव वाइल्ड हनी, वी हैव jams, some sort of chutney that I'm yet to try, their local breads, and जो इन्होंने हमें दिया है, जो सर्व किया है, it Indian context में बोलो तो it looks like a tikki. It has different veggies. It has cabbage, आलू है, carrots हैं, and दोनों तरफ से अच्छे से ऐसा लगता है शैलो फ्राई किया है। थोड़ा सा क्योंकि हम लेट पहुंचे हैं डिनर टाइम के हिसाब से, तो इट्स नॉट दैट क्रिस्पी जितनी होनी चाहिए थी, बट स्टिल फाइंडिंग दिस आई थिंक वी कुडंट हैव आस्क्ड फॉर मोर, कुडंट।
As I came out after the dinner, first thing I noticed was how quiet it was there. This is such a unique and rare feeling nowadays. Without the noise and light from the cities and without internet to scroll mindlessly. Far from everything, near the lake, the canyon, the mountains, and under millions of celestial bodies. At Feel Nomad, you wake up to an uninterrupted view of the stunning landscape with mountains near and far on both shores of the lake. The beach spreads for at least 8 to 10 kilometers and you will unlikely meet a single soul on any side. Even though the yurt camp is in the middle of nowhere, it is decently furnished. This is in general more luxurious than any classical yurt stay. A yurt is a portable circular tent-like structure that has been used by nomadic cultures for centuries in Central Asia. It's like a collapsible tent on the outside and a studio flat from inside. The construction of yurt is an impressive feat of craftsmanship and engineering. The frame is made from flexible, lightweight branches or wooden poles that are bent into a circular shape and tied together with leather or rope. The outer layer is made of thick, waterproof felt from the wool of sheep or yaks. Then the felt is layered and tightly compressed to provide insulation and warmth during the cold winter months. And finally, the interiors are decorated with colorful traditional textiles and carpets to provide a cozy, welcoming atmosphere. Feel Nomad Yurt Camp में सिर्फ 10 ही yurts हैं और वो भी थोड़ी थोड़ी दूर ही हैं, giving all the guests sufficient privacy and comfort. हम लोगों ने पे किया था 12,000 सोम for 2 nights for 3 people, which included breakfast as well. किसी भी कैंप साइट की तरह टॉयलेट और बाथरूम फैसिलिटीज शेयर्ड थी, बट दे वर क्लीन एंड वेल मेंटेन्ड। खाना मेन डाइनिंग यर्ट में सर्व होता था, जहां सभी गेस्ट साथ में बैठते थे और खाना और अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस शेयर करते थे। द ट्रेडिशनल फूड सर्व्ड वाज टेस्टी, होममेड एंड प्लेंटीफुल। Electricity is available only for 2 hours a day between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., making it a real getaway in every sense. Community-based tourism is an initiative throughout Kyrgyzstan that connects travelers with the local community through homestays, treks, and bunch of other activities. One such experience is to understand the strong bond between an eagle and a man. For thousands of years, the nomads who roamed across Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Mongolia have tamed these giant birds, hunted alongside them, and then passed on that knowledge to the next generation. Salburun is the word used to describe traditional Kyrgyz hunting culture, a practice that includes hunting on horseback with the use of golden eagles, a Kyrgyz hunting dog, and bows and arrows. This is a tradition that was nearly wiped out during the Soviet era, but it's slowly making a comeback as people are looking to reconnect with and celebrate their culture. I know this will be a sensitive subject for many people, but just to clarify, this show was just a demonstration and no live animals were hunted or harmed.
Yep.
The southern shore of Issyk Kul Lake is known for the best eagle hunters in the country. One of them is Azamat Aibekov, who practices this tradition, being the fourth in his generation. The hunters are called berkutchi and are seen as the guardians of the nomadic hunting traditions. Azamat told me that the training of eagles takes minimum 4 to 5 years. Female birds are preferred as they are larger and hunt with more aggression. Berkutchi must spend a lot of time with the eagle to create a strong bond between them. In order to train the eagle to hunt, the eagle hunter uses a fox fur fastened to a rope which he pulls in front of him, and the eagle must catch it. The eagle stays with berkutchi for around 20 years and becomes a part of the family. After this, they let her go into the wilderness. For them, the deep communion between the man and his bird now acts as a connection to his ancestors, a rite of passage for young men and a way to bring pride to the family. First half of the day अपने कैंप में बिताने के बाद we decided to drive down to the nearby villages, और इसका मतलब था कि एक बार फिर से हमें पूरे कैनियन को क्रॉस करके जाने का मौका मिलेगा। Driving along the lake made me feel like I'm in a beach destination. In fact, as a landlocked country, Kyrgyz people consider coming to Issyk Kul as their beach vacation only. The beach at Kyrgyzstan is a popular socializing spot for the locals, where you'll find a lot of families with kids playing around and learning to swim in the lake. The name Issyk Kul means a warm lake in the local language. It was given such a name because it never freezes even during the winters. लेकिन नाम भले ही warm lake हो, पानी तो काफी ठंडा ही था. But with a shining sun, a bit of breeze and clear and cold water, I couldn't believe I'm on a sunny beach holiday. Who knew you can also go on a beach vacation while road tripping in Kyrgyzstan?
this is Kyrgyzstan, which is supposedly the tourist center of south shore of Issyk Kul. जहाँ हम रुके हैं Feel Nomad camp में, that is easily around 30-40 minutes away from this place. And this entire area is where most of the tourists flock to. भूख लगी तो खाने के लिए we came to this main road जहाँ पे they have a bunch of restaurants, but again वेजिटेरियंस एंड वीगन्स विल हैव दैट प्रॉब्लम, क्योंकि यहाँ इनके पास काफ़ी ऐसा लगा हमें कि काफ़ी यूरोपियन या वेस्टर्न क्राउड यहाँ बैठा हुआ था, तो हमें लगा कि शायद यहाँ ऑप्शन ज़्यादा होंगे. ऑन पेपर काफ़ी सारे थे भी, बट मोस्ट ऑफ देम वर ईदर विद बीफ और हॉर्स मीट और मटन, एंड जो गिने चुने वेजिटेरियन ऑप्शंस थे उस वो भी अवेलेबल नहीं थे. सिर्फ इकलौती चीज़ जो यहाँ पे थी दैट वाज वेज नूडल्स. सो दैट्स व्हाट वी हैड ऑर्डर्ड. एंड टेस्ट के हिसाब से दे आर वेरी, जैसे हम लोगों के कंट्री में देसी नूडल्स मिलते हैं थोड़े से वैसे डिसेंट, पेट भर सकते हैं, लेकिन एज एन ऑप्शन एज अ फूड ऑप्शन इस जगह में भी बहुत ज़्यादा अवेलेबल नहीं है. तो बेस्ट बेट वुड बी गो बैक टू द प्लेस वेयर यू आर स्टेइंग एंड पहले से ही उनसे बात करके रखें कि वी आर वेजिटेरियंस और एंड वी प्रेफर so and so dishes or we would prefer not to have so and so dishes. I think that's the key survival guide.
Issyk Kul Lake is home to beaches that stretch for hundreds of miles, but somehow I could not get over the tranquility of our camp. Tucked far away in one of the most remote areas of the region, where you don't come for the luxury but for the vistas, the remoteness and the experience of sleeping in a yurt. There are no mobile signals or any other modern day distractions. Just a place to slow down, to hear the silence, your breath and your heart. Bare but beautiful.